Okay, so this is some high altitude adrenaline. Last week in the Ukraine, a unique world record was set by Irina Bisanka together with her acrobatic partner and help of a hot air balloon pilot. She set a world record in pair acrobatic on the pole at the highest altitude with a hot air balloon. The altitude was 2,609 meters, which is 8,562 feet. Earlier this year, this brave acrobatic athlete also made a solo highest performance on the pylon hanging below a balloon basket. Both achievements were recorded with an FPV drone. Even though the hot air balloon was only a platform for these people, it's a great new way of promoting air sports, don't you think? And that's what we're all about. We have a fantastic new studio and lots of upgrades, bit of a croaky voice as well. This is how we start the new 9th season of Air Sports News. I'm your host, REGAN TETLOW. Let's go. For the beginning, we have massive news for the air racing fans. The first pilots have started test flights between training pylons in England, and some of them have announced new sponsorship agreements before the first season of the World Championship Air Race. Pathfinder Corporation, represented by air race pilot Yoshida Mairoya and Lexus, announced last week that they have signed a team partnership agreement and jointly taken up the challenges of making history by winning the first air race series starting next year, and helping to create the future by contributing to the creation of an even better carbon neutral society. The Air Race new series took a major step towards its planned return in 2022, also last week with a training camp at Sywell in the UK. 8 new pilots were hoping to qualify to take part, while Ben Murphy had the chance to fly through a specially constructed practice track. It looks like post Red Bull Air Racing is back very shortly. Tomorrow, the Paragliding World Cup Grand Prix stage in Argentina, La Rioja, will come to an end. So far, we have some details of great battles between pilots from the first 3 tasks. Let's take a look. Blue sky, sunshine and a 60-kilometer task were on the menu to get the competition to a great start on Sunday. Those who launched earliest got the furthest round and were able to take advantage of the easterly wind behind them to get to the first turn point. There were strong climbs, light winds, giant areas of lift and large areas of sink, which sunk some. In the top 3 overall, first was Hernan Pitico, second Christoph Dunkel, and third Gleb Shukonski. Cross Country Magazine was on the top in the team's classification. Javier Galvez won the third task, flying on Monday a bit faster than second Francois Gomier and third Cristobal Orizello. Paristic were the best team at the beginning of the week and will bring you the overall final results next week. And we also have some fresh results from the overall standings in the USBA National Canopy Piloting Championships from Ely, Arizona. In the advanced category, Logan Maple took the first place with Jovis Kessler on the second and Lee Sebaganitsky third, Austin George in fourth. And in the open category, fourth place goes to Travis Mills, third to Justin Price, second to Kurt Bartholomew, and first place to Nicholas Batch. For Nick Batch to win the overall is just an incredible performance. He was on the top of his game up to his horrible crash a few years ago. And he's had a physical and mental hard journey to climb back, not only into the air, but also into competition. And wow, is he back. And he's my first special guest this week, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Batch.
What's incredible about that, Nick, is most people in an accident situation say, I don't remember a thing. I don't remember anything about it. And that description, you remember every single detail.
Yeah, I didn't go unconscious during the whole thing. Like the moments after impact with the high adrenaline and the wounds and stuff, that's faded memory a bit, It's hard to remember exactly when it went down. I know I was talking to them and explaining them what I did as a sport. It was really interesting with how much adrenaline you have as a human during times like that, how much pain kind of goes away for the first, 5-10 minutes.
when did you decide you were going to compete again?
Well, that was the hard part. Like, I knew I might jump again, but competition wise, I've had to give myself a really long mental talk or breakdown to where I know that like, hey, it's okay if you don't compete again. That's, you've already accomplished all the things you need to accomplish in the sport. And if that's not something that's down your avenue, because maybe physically your body won't hold up, you're not sure yet. Or maybe mentally you just don't want to do it again. I never put that pressure on myself to come back into the sport to compete. I just kind of let life be the way it was until that sort of became an option for me. And so question number 2, the thing that brought me back in the sport was that strangely enough, with all these COVID related cancellations of world championship events and venues, the world freestyle event didn't happen in Siberia as it should have. So they went off of the previous standings from 2018's World Championships for the roster on some of the overalls of the World Games. And that's in Birmingham, Alabama in July. So I was invited not on a wild card slot waiting for a chance, but on a position player slot to attend the World Games in Alabama. So that's what brought me back to the sport.
And the full-length interview with Nick is available on our Air Sports Promotion YouTube channel, amongst more than 150 other interesting interviews there. Don't miss out, guys. It's a huge catalogue, a huge back catalogue of Air Sports content, and everybody can find something interesting there for themselves. It's 18 days until the quite unique event in Qatar, the 44th World Military Parachuting Championships. The event will start on the 15th of November. This is the first time that Qatar have hosted such a major event where military athletes from different countries will participate. It should be noted that Qatar officially won the bid to host this event in April 2019. The official judging team will be a mix of well-experienced Swedish, Croatian and Canadian jurors. And so far, skydivers from 41 countries have confirmed their participation in this event. And this is a good link to my second special guest this week, a great South African skydiver. He's performed more than 17,000 skydives so far in his career, and right now he's the Qatar Tigers 4-way skydiving coach, and I asked him about the military championships. Gary Smith.
The one that we're going to now is just for parachuting, but that includes, the big one is accuracy, style, and then 4-way. And then overall, once you've competed, at the end of the prize giving, they'll give for an individual the best overall athlete, the best overall parachutist. So we would say skydiver, but some of them they're shooting accuracy as well. So it's parachuting really, and female, and there's also a junior category, and then there's also a team overall. So even if the let's say there's one of the Germans who's outstanding. And he wins everything overall. There you could find, I think, the Czech team, the Czech male team, is very strong overall. So it's very interesting to follow it, and obviously it comes down to quite a nail-biting finish towards the end, because last year in China, 2 years ago in China, where we saw teams, Germany pop through and won right towards the end in the very, very last round.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many have you been involved with, Gary?
Myself, for me personally, with Qatar, only one, the one before, and then in 2007 I went as a coach of the Norwegian girls team, the Norwegian female team, but they only did 4-way as well. And of course, you meet people along the line that are always at these meets. Hayabusa, of course, who I've coached, they are predominantly they are the gold medalist contender or the strong favorites, but only in the 4-way.
Many more details from Gary can be found in the full-length interview posted on our YouTube channel. Switzerland Aeromodelling authorities are pleased to welcome free flyers from all over the world to the World Cup Final 2021 in Mühlhausen, where they will start within a few days from now. This event is dedicated for the F1A, F1B, F1C, F1G and F1Q aircraft category pilots. These are extremely high-tech gliders in competition with the highest performances, high speeds and high emotions as well. In the 10-minute rounds, the pilots need to take off, stay in the air looking for thermals and land exactly when the time is out next to their feet. It really is a spectacular competition. Are you living in the US and do you own a DJI drone? Or maybe you want to buy one? Well, it's starting to be a bit delicate and quite a political topic right now. A top federal regulator wants to slap new restrictions on the best-selling drone manufacturer in the US, saying the Chinese company poses a national security risk. The FCC Commissioner, Brendan Carr, calls to begin the process of adding Shenzhen-based DJI to a list of companies that the US Universal Service Fund prohibited from purchasing from, stating that the DJI drones are collecting vast amounts of sensitive data, including high-resolution images of critical infrastructure, facial recognition technology, and large quantities of personal information from the smartphones of the drone pilots. The question is, are DJI drones spying machines, or is it just a protection of US drone manufacturers? More than half of all the drones sold in the US are made by DJI. Diamond Aircraft were extremely proud last week to announce the development of an all-electric training aircraft, the EDA-40, and has chosen Electric Power Systems' EPIC battery technology and accompanying ecosystem to do so. And it might be a massive milestone for the changing aviation training market very soon. Since 2010, Diamond Aircraft have been researching and developing electric and hybrid electric platform solutions. Total flight time is expected to be up to 90 minutes as the battery technologies evolve. The EDA-40 is expected to reduce operation costs by up to 40% compared to traditional piston aircraft. Initial flights of the EDA-40 are scheduled for Q2 2022. Certification is expected in 2023. Now, if you've ever been to the launching point of a sailplane championships or the sailplane Grand Prix, then you may have noticed that the pilots are extremely sensitive to keep their wings clean without any dirt, debris or insects, which may affect the aerodynamic clean shape of the glider. Now, German pilot Stefan Langer has been testing an amazing solution. This automatic wiper is an electric machine which can clean the leading edge of the wings in flight. Professional pilots assuming that the debris in their wings lowers the gliding performance significantly. The question is, how much drag is this thing producing? So if you're like me and you can't be bothered cooking, it's takeout or the restaurant or home delivery. Normally it arrives by car, bike or by foot. Or what about by drone? Messer Air Group and drone pioneer Flirty have started a drone airline for food deliveries. Phoenix-based Messer has ordered 4 delivery drones from Flirty with an option to order 500 more, according to a statement. Messer will shortly become the first scheduled airline to launch drone delivery in the US. Flirty already performed the first FAI-approved autonomous home deliveries by drone during an experimental project with 7-Eleven in Reno. Now the company claims that they're ready to deliver light parcels with food straight to the client's garden yards. Wow, food from the skies. It's my dream. All right, it's time for our Hall of Fame. On the 23rd of October 1934, at Lago di Garda in Italy, Francesco Igella set an FEI world record for speed over a 3-kilometer course when he flew his Machi MC-72 floatplane to an average speed of 709.21 kilometers per hour. This counter-rotating aircraft cancelled the torque effect of the engine. On the 24th of October 2003, the final commercial flight of the British Airways Concorde came to an end with the landing of the Alpha Golf aircraft at London Heathrow Airport. It landed third in sequence with 2 other Concordes, and all 3 supersonic airliners had made a low pass over London. From the 24th to the 25th of October 1928, Captain Charles Goyer and Henry J. Tucker flew Tucker's Lockheed Vega aircraft from New York to Los Angeles non-stop in 24 hours and 55 minutes. The Vega was very much a state-of-the-art aircraft at the time. It used a streamlined monarch fuselage made of strips of vertical grain spruce pressed into concrete molds and bonded together with Cassian glue. On the 25th of October 1923, Lowell Herbert Smith and John Richter flew a DH-4B biplane from Sumas in Washington to Tijuana in Mexico in a non-stop journey. The 1,280-mile flight was made possible by 2 air-to-air refuelings from tankers airplanes pre-positioned over Eugene, Oregon and Sacramento, California. The flight took approximately 12 hours. This is it, guys. I do apologise for the croaky voice. I hope you've enjoyed our brand new looking first episode in the season, and I'd love to see you back here again next week. I'm leaving you with very fresh footage of another testing day of the single place Jetson 1 personal flying vehicle we talked about last week. Big dreams are getting closer, so remember, stay safe and keep your eyes on the skies.
I'm dancing around my living room. I get drunk on the thought of you and I. When you were mine, see your eyes in every stranger. I replay the way that we were till I'm high. No, it's not right.